Hi guys, so today I'm up at my dad's permaculture farm. I'm going to be getting my hands dirty and we're going to be planting some potatoes, and I'll also just show you around his farm and what he's got growing there. For those of you that don't know, permaculture is basically a way of farming where you properly integrate yourself into the food chain and you notice different parts of your land and tailor the crops that you grow to the land that you're using, and you only grow things that grow really, really well in your land, and things like waste, for example. Waste is seen as an opportunity rather than as waste to continue to fertilise your land. So it's kind of like a closed loop way of farming where you produce no waste and use it as fertiliser. So it's a really brilliant way of farming and it creates a really high level of crops. And it's also a very natural way as well. So now we're going to prepare the bed to plant the potatoes. And what we've got growing here is green manure. So this is a type of vegan fertiliser. It's basically a group of plants that are very fast growing and quickly cover the soil, which prevents weeds. Normally they're legumes, which mean that they fix nitrogen in the soil, and that draws up nutrients as well as aerating the soil with their roots. So what you do when you're ready to plant in the bed is you cut back all of the green manure and you then dig it into the soil. When you do that, all of the nitrogen that these plants have fixed will be dug into the soil and they will fertilise the soil, and they will rot down, and all of the nutrients inside the plant will also fertilise the soil. Generally you should leave it for about 2 weeks before planting, but we didn't have time to do that today, so we're just planting the potatoes straight in. The roots of the green manure also help to prevent soil erosion, which is really beneficial in these kind of small farms because you want to keep the soil structure really good. And here is the planted bed after we'd finished. You can see the green manure has been dug in and that will rot down over the next few weeks. Okay, so I'm here with my dad because I just wanted to ask him a few questions about his farm and things like that. So, Dad, what does permaculture mean to you?
Permaculture comes from the phrase permanent agriculture, and it has some guiding principles, and I like it because it doesn't really have rules as such. I did my permaculture design course about 7 years ago, but up until then I was always interested in permaculture type stuff. Doing the course consolidated the experience I had up to that point and also gave me a better understanding of the guiding principles.
What would you say for people that are interested in permaculture and interested in growing their own food and becoming self-sufficient? What would you say is a good kind of crop to start with, or a good thing to, what's the best way to start off?
Well, don't get put off if things don't go well. Just keep an open mind and keep experimenting. I personally think two really easy things to grow are strawberries and potatoes, and they can yield very well as well. So they give you good results and relatively simple and straightforward to grow. So if you've got a bit of space and some time, then that I would suggest those. And you've got a mixture then of, strawberries are more permanent, whereas potatoes you have to plant every year in order to get a crop. So you've got a mixture of something that's permanent and something that's requires input every year.
So thank you for sharing your insights with me. If anyone has any questions about permaculture or anything else that my dad hasn't mentioned, feel free to leave a comment below, and I'll ask him and try and get him to answer some of your questions.
Yeah, and the permaculture website's got loads of good information. So.
Yeah, I'll leave a link to that in the description box below. So now we're going to be planting some rhubarb, and the fertilizer that we're going to use for this is biochar. So biochar is basically a charcoal which works really, really well as a fertilizer. My dad makes it inside of his wood burner, and basically it works really well because the structure retains water. It's very porous and it retains water, and because of that it also retains water soluble nutrients, so it holds nutrients in the soil. Another thing that's really amazing about it is that it's a fixed carbon store, so basically it's a long-term holder of carbon dioxide, which means that less carbon dioxide is released into the atmosphere. Another fertilizer that you can use is comfrey, which you just rot down and mix it with water, and then you can use this liquid fertilizer that we're using on the rhubarb here. So I hope you found this video interesting. If you like this kind of video, give me a thumbs up. And please leave me a comment if you've got any questions for me or my dad about permaculture. And yeah, see you guys again soon. Thanks for watching. Bye!